What do you get when you sit your ex-husband, his new girlfriend, and your shattered pride all in the same row at the BET Awards? You get Remy Ma, front and center, in a silent soap opera with 4K cameras zoomed in on every twitch of her left eyelash. Y'all, we're not even exaggerating. The internet is melting down after footage surfaced showing Remy Ma seated directly behind Papoose and Claressa Shields during the biggest night in black entertainment. And let's just say, sis wasn't clapping. Eyes blank. Was it a coincidence? Was it sabotage? Or did someone at BET strategically seat Remy for maximum chaos and clickbait? And, oh, the footage. You've got Claressa tossing her hair, Papoose smiling ear to ear like it's prom night, and Remy sitting there with a face that said, "I've made some life-altering mistakes." Forget the red carpet. This was a public heartbreak with assigned seating. And trust us, the jealousy, the shade, the silent screaming, it was louder than any performance that night. Buckle up, because what we're about to unpack might be the pettiest BET plotline of the decade. Welcome to the BET Awards 2025 Hunger Games, where the gowns were dazzling, the performances were mid, and the real show was happening in row 4, section B. Right where Remy Ma got seated behind her own downfall. Yes, you heard that right. This wasn't just an award show. It was a setup, a trap, a live-streamed reminder that karma doesn't just slap. Sometimes she books front row tickets, grabs popcorn, and lets you watch your man cuddle up with a new woman literally inches away. But before we dive into the footage that has social media in cardiac arrest, let's take a step back and talk about why this was the most savage seating arrangement in BET history. Remy Ma isn't just any guest. This is a woman who has walked through fire, served time, bounced back, and stood by her man Papoose, while he practically wrote loyalty-themed poetry with his beard. For years, they were the couple, the black love poster children. The couple that made people believe love could survive anything. But then came the plot twist, or should we say, the uppercut from reality. Rumors started swirling. Whispers of tension. Allegations that Remy might have stepped outside the marriage ring for a quick sparring match with none other than Easy the Block Captain, a man whose name screams, "This won't end well." And while Remy was out here battling temptation like it was summer madness, Claressa Shields, undefeated in the boxing ring and apparently undefeated in real life, was quietly making her move. From a few just friends appearances to we're just supporting each other tweets, the Claressa plus Pap story was building in the background like a hurricane heading straight for Remy's emotional beachfront property. Then came BET Awards night. And oh baby, they made sure it all came to a head. According to multiple leaked seating charts, which mysteriously appeared online hours before the show, thanks Twitter, Papoose and Claressa weren't just attending together. They were seated side by side, glowing like a freshly lit matchstick, next to a gasoline can named Remy Ma. And where was Remy? Directly behind them. You can't make this up. Actually, we did make this up. But still, it writes itself. As the lights dimmed and the show began, all eyes should have been on the stage. But nope. The real action was behind Claressa's glittery ponytail, where Remy Ma sat stone-faced, blinking at a frequency scientists say indicates internal collapse imminent. Eyewitnesses, and by eyewitnesses we mean verified TikTokers with ring lights, claim Remy didn't smile once. Not when Kendrick won. Not when Mariah Carey hit a high note that sounded like a cry for help. And definitely not when Papoose leaned in and whispered something into Claressa's ear that made her giggle like a schoolgirl at recess. One anonymous source, a seat filler named Kayla, with her edges laid like justice, told us she looked like she was running algebra equations in her head, like, was I ever really loved, or was I just a placeholder until a championship belt walked in? Damn, Kayla. And don't even get us started on the clap cam. BET had the nerve, the audacity, to pan the camera across Papoose and Claressa during a crowd cheer moment, showing them laughing. While Remy Ma sat in the background with the kind of expression you only see in true crime documentaries. Y'all, she blinked slow, like she was calculating legal fees in real time. Twitter went feral within minutes. The hashtag Remy Ma is right there was trending, accompanied by frame-by-frame breakdowns of Remy's facial expressions. Some fans tried to defend her, tweeting, "Maybe she just tired." To which another replied, "Tired of seeing her ex in love while she's sitting in the splash zone." Others didn't hold back. She went from all the way up to all the way done in one seating chart. Ouch. But while the public was roasting, deeper questions emerged. Why was she placed there? Was it a coincidence? Or did BET's production team slide into messy mode and deliberately ignite this human fireworks show? One alleged insider, an anonymous production intern named Lighting Board Larry, claimed there were empty rows in other sections. That seat wasn't random. Someone made a choice. And that choice was ratings. And he might be right because suddenly nobody cared who won Best New Artist. All anyone wanted to know was, how long until Remy Ma stands up and throws a program at Claressa's head? Spoiler, she didn't. But what she did do was even more iconic. She stayed seated, chin up, expression frozen, a silent statue of regret, betrayal, and possibly indigestion. And that's where this BET scandal gets delicious. Because the longer she sat, the more obvious it became. This wasn't a woman caught off guard. This was a woman trapped in a real-life meme factory. In a moment so painfully awkward, it belongs in a museum. Claressa leaned back slightly at one point, and Remy's reflex was caught on camera, an eye twitch. Just once. And that, friends, is when we knew she was jealous. Not petty, not sad. Genuinely, silently, soul-scorchingly jealous. But don't go anywhere. Because in part 2, we're breaking down the body language, the so-called leaked footage BET didn't want you to see, and how anonymous sources are claiming this entire seating arrangement was a planned media trap. Grab your popcorn. We're just getting started. What did she say? Oh, honey. Allegedly, she whispered to someone seated next to her, possibly Fat Joe, possibly an innocent seat filler, the following. They're doing this on purpose.
They want me to react. They want me to snap.
But I won't give them the satisfaction. I'm grown. But don't let this dress fool you. Excuse us? Don't let the dress fool you? What kind of poetic threat is that? Naturally, the internet treated it like scripture. That line is now on t-shirts, memes, and mood boards across the culture. One Twitter user posted, Remy Ma saying, "Don't let this dress fool you," is my new daily affirmation. We even had influencers fake their own BET reactions, using AI to put themselves behind Claressa just to act jealous for views. That's how viral it went. But wait, you want receipts? Oh baby. Let's talk about anonymous insiders, because nothing screams investigative journalism like fictional people with dangerous-sounding nicknames. Let's start with a source, known only as the stylist plug. This unidentified wardrobe assistant claimed Remy didn't want to sit there. She asked for a change. But BET producers told her, "You'll have the best camera angle here." Best camera angle. Best camera angle for what? A live reaction when Papoose reaches over to wipe smudge off Claressa's lip like they in a Hallmark movie? Another source, this one allegedly a BET Awards seating coordinator who requested anonymity and only goes by Seek God, told us that wasn't random. There's a full spreadsheet. Red carpet couples are always placed in proximity to exes for maximum buzz. It's in the playbook, y'all. They have a playbook now. Let's spice things up with some good old-fashioned leaked DMs. An anonymous account posted screenshots of a conversation allegedly between Claressa and a friend before the show, where she said, "I just hope I don't have to sit too close to Remy. I'm not in the mood for shade tonight." Cue the popcorn gifs, because either she knew it would be awkward or she was ready for the tension. And guess what? Claressa did not just survive the moment.
She thrived.
People online praised her for being unbothered, glowing, and giving undefeated energy. She didn't just win in the ring. She won the BET Awards without throwing a single punch. Papoose looked like he was in his element. Not a single worry. Holding hands with a champion while his ex-wife tried not to combust behind them. And if you thought that was enough, well, someone had to call Easy the block captain.
Yep.
In a now viral Clubhouse room titled, "Was It Worth It, Remy?" a mysterious user claiming to be Easy's cousin said, "She really lost both men, huh? That's tough." Easy didn't claim her.
Pat moved on.
Double homicide.
Phew.
The internet is cold. But the one moment that solidified this whole mess as an instant classic came near the end of the awards show. Papoose and Claressa were seen sharing a soft laugh, and Remy, without a word, slowly reached for her clutch bag, stood up, and walked out. No tears. No drama. Just a quiet, haunting exit like a character leaving the final scene of a tragic film. And that's the moment that broke the internet again. She walked out like a ghost of her own marriage. That was the real finale. She didn't clap.
She didn't blink.
She just vanished. BET's camera team didn't even cut to commercial. They zoomed in, because BET knows drama better than Shonda Rhimes, and they milked that silence for everything it was worth. But what comes after silence? The fallout. And that, my friends, is where part 3 begins. We're talking about the media storm, fake apologies, celebrity reactions, and whispers of lawsuits. Did BET go too far? Was Remy Ma baited into emotional collapse on live TV? And is there now a PR war brewing behind the scenes?
Stick around.
When Remy Ma walked out of the BET Awards without saying a word, no tears, no claps, no all the way up victory strut, just pure emotional exit, stage left, the internet didn't just react. It erupted. Within minutes, the video of her leaving the venue hit every platform: TikTok, X, Twitter for people still in denial, IG Reels, YouTube Shorts, even Facebook Annies reposted it with captions like, "You never know what someone is going through." Crying face, broken heart, but what made it go truly nuclear wasn't the walkout. It was the narrative that followed. You see, while Claressa and Papoose were off giving relationship goals in high def, Remy Ma's silence became a war cry for the emotionally bruised. Hashtags like #Justice for Remy, #They knew what they were doing, and the absolutely unhinged #BeatHerUp trended for 48 hours straight. One viral tweet with 2.7 million views simply said, "This wasn't an award show. This was a psychological hit job in HD." And BET? Oh, BET was sweating behind the scenes. Our sources tell us that executives went into full PR crisis mode. We're talking Zoom calls with blacked out names, lawyers reviewing crowd shots frame by frame, and one poor intern being fired just for liking a tweet that said, "That really threw Remy Ma into a live love and hip-hop reunion without warning."
Oops.
But hold on, let's break down the official reactions. Or should we say, fake damage control statements crafted by people who clearly don't know what the word sincere means? A BET spokesperson released a very well-polished and hilariously hollow statement that read, "Seating arrangements at the BET Awards are made months in advance and are based solely on camera angles, artist visibility, and production flow. Any emotional reactions caught during the broadcast were completely unplanned and unfortunate." Unfortunate. Y'all, they said her pain was unfortunate. Like she stubbed her toe. Not sat 3 feet behind the man she built a legacy with, now cuddled up with the boxing champion version of New Phone. Who dis? Meanwhile, Claressa Shields? Not a single word of apology. Not even fake sympathy. She posted a photo the next morning with a caption, "Still undefeated. And still glowing." No tag. No context. Just vibes and violence. The fans lost it. One quote reposted over 50,000 times said, "Claressa won the ring, the man, and the moment. Remy lost in every direction."
Oof.
But the real twist? Alleged legal threats, leaked by someone posing as Remy Ma's cousin's hair stylist assistant's Uber driver. In a very blurry screenshot, the following message was reportedly sent to BET's executive producer. "My client is exploring legal options regarding emotional exploitation and reputational harm caused by intentional seating decisions during your live broadcast." Now, whether this is real or not, we don't care, because it was enough to spark a brand new debate. Did BET set Remy Ma up for public humiliation? Was this a revenge seat? A clout trap? A storyline planted in plain sight? And here's where it gets even messier. Enter Mona Scott-Young. Yes, the mastermind behind love and hip-hop. According to fake but incredible sources, Mona was spotted backstage at the BET Awards. Not on the schedule, not part of the team. Just there, lurking like she smelled franchise potential. One anonymous camera operator said, "I swear I saw Mona near the stage whispering to a BET staffer. It looked like she said, 'Now cue the breakup.' Let that sink in." And we can't forget the clapback of the year, allegedly sent in a DM by Easy the Block Captain, who hadn't publicly commented until now. He reportedly messaged a gossip blogger and said, "I wasn't the one who played her. She just bet on the wrong opponent."
Sir.
That is a bar. Remy Ma, meanwhile, has gone completely dark online. No tweets.
No posts.
No shade. Just ghost mode. Which, of course, only fueled more drama. YouTubers posted hour-long breakdowns titled, "Remy Ma's silence is louder than any verse she ever wrote. BET Awards."